Hey there, it's Matt Miller with ERA Real Estate, and hope you're doing well today, so thanks for watching. Should you be scared to buy in this market, and are we going to crash, is the question. So I obviously understand the fear of the crash, and a lot of people who don't necessarily follow the financial markets a lot, they say, well, the last time prices got this high, shit kind of hit the fan, for lack of a better term, and excuse my language. But, we had major problems with foreclosures. They were through the roof. We had many issues that caused the crash of 2007, 2008. And I'm here today to explain kind of what the difference is and how we're unlikely to see a crash of such magnitude. We may see a recession, no doubt, and things go back the other way a little bit, but in my opinion, it will not be anywhere close to what we saw in 2007, 2008, and we're going to explain why real quickly. So one thing that people have to understand is that subprime lending, which was about I think it was like 26% of the market in 2005 to 2006, was a major thing. We now refer to that basically as almost predatory lending. Doesn't sound very good, I assume. For most people, predatory lending preys on people who have poor credit, people who generally would not be eligible to buy a home today, were given massive loans that they were never going to be able to repay, and hence the bank also took back that property. So they took the asset back, made a bunch of money on high interest rates. Interest rates on $400,000, $500,000 loans were anywhere from 7 to 12%. Today's loan is 2.9 to 3.5, and that's a big difference, and prices are almost the same. So you had that situation. You obviously had your lower interest rates at 5% back in 2006 as well, but you had a lot of subprime market, which were failing loans that the banks knew were going to fail, and they would just take back the asset. Those since then are pretty much not around. You also throw in adjustable rate mortgages, which were another situation that came to be, which didn't make much sense in the long run. If anybody wants any more information on that, give me a shout. Moral of the story is today's market is much more inventory based, considering the fact that we are still dealing with the crash of 2007 in today's market with our inventory, because you have to understand that builders back then, once that happened, based off the fact that we had to bail out banks and builders did not have money to build because they were lending, and those banks were no longer lending out major amounts of money to build homes. Those builders were not building at the pace that they needed to sustain the growth that we were having as a country and as a world, really. But they weren't building enough homes at that point in time. So now you're trying to catch up, and now you have an inventory problem because they didn't build as many homes from 2006 all the way to 2009 all the way into 2017, and all of a sudden now you have an issue where they're trying to catch up now, especially with COVID-19. They're trying to catch up even more, and now we have another problem. Shortage of lumber, shortage of shingles, shortage of everything else. So that we literally can't get to the point where we're building enough homes for everybody to have. Throw on top of the pandemic, a lot of people want to have single family homes with their own space, dedicated to their own place. They don't want to share with anybody else. So apartment, condo, living on top of each other is very out in this world right now, which makes that single family home and building process much harder because there's more people that want those single family homes. So there's a lot of things that go into that, and I know I threw a lot at you really quickly. If you have any concerns about buying and renting, one thing I want you to understand, our one-bedroom apartment, I just looked it up, one-bedroom apartment here in Jacksonville off the south side is going to cost you about $1,300 to $1,400 a month. If you want to buy a property in a similar area for $250,000, $250,000, two-bedroom, two-bath house, single family here in Jacksonville, roughly 1 mile from the apartment complex, you're looking at $250,000, plus your taxes and insurance, your payment is $1,500. And if you're worried about the market crashing, that's kind of the key. If the market does crash, and let's say it crashes and goes the other way, and you're concerned about losing money, here's the deal. In an apartment complex at $1,400 a month, you're paying $16,000 per year. It's like $16,800 per year, and over the course of 2 years, it's obviously $34,000 essentially. Let's just say that the market goes the other way and you bought a house at $250,000, and let's say it depreciates $34,000 in those 2 years. It's the same thing. You're not really doing anything. You've lost $34,000 at that point, but you still have an asset. At that point in time, if you rent, you still have $34,000 that you gave away to an apartment complex, but you have no asset. So in that situation, in my mind, makes much more sense to go ahead and find a property that you can afford, get into it. The nice part is if rents keep going up, your mortgage doesn't go up. It stays the same. Okay, so that's the only thing that you can set in your life. Every other bill you have is adjustable, whether it's your electric bill, your water bill, your car. Well, your car can't adjust, but it's probably not going to. But your mortgage is the only thing you can adjust. Your rent every year can continue to go up. So if rents go up again and they keep rising, your mortgage will stay the same. Lock something in, get comfortable. Again, if you have any questions about all that, I know I threw a lot at you, feel free, give me a call, shoot me an email, Matty Miller with ERA Heavener Realty, and thanks and have a great day.